Some places and some presences enter our lives like uninvited guests, leaving behind footprints so deep that even the dust of time cannot wash them away. Today's story is one such journey into the unknown. This account was sent to us by a man named Ethan, who lived through a nightmare in the autumn of 1998 that forced him to realize that beyond this visible world, there lies a realm of shadows we are not meant to understand. This is the chilling chronicle of Blackwood Manor, told exactly as it happened. My name is Ethan. In the late 90s, I was a young husband to my wife, Sarah, and a father to our 2-year-old daughter, Lily. I had just secured a high-level position at a firm in New York City, and we were looking for a home that matched our new ambitions. That was when I found Blackwood Manor, a sprawling Victorian estate in the Hudson Valley. The rent was impossibly low, and the owner, a fragile man named Mr. Abernathy, seemed almost desperate to give us the keys. Against Sarah's intuition, we moved in on a cold October afternoon. The house was beautiful, but it was suffocating. The most striking feature was the ancient English ivy that gripped the stone walls. It wasn't just a plant. It was a thick, pulsating web of dark green vines that clustered around the entrance like skeletal fingers. Outside, the road was lined with gnarled willow trees where hundreds of bright green parakeets screamed constantly. It was a beautiful sight, but their cries felt like a warning we chose to ignore. By the first Sunday, the house felt heavy. The boxes were unpacked, and the silence of the manor began to grate on our nerves. Since no local agency would send a housekeeper to the manor, we were struggling to manage. That evening, as a bruised purple sunset faded into a deep, unnatural grey, I opened the front door to check the mail. Standing there, right on the threshold, was an old woman. She hadn't knocked, there was no sound of footsteps on the gravel. She was simply there, as if she had grown out of the shadows. He looked ancient. Her skin was like yellowed parchment, stretched over a skull, and her eyes were milky with cataracts, yet they felt like they were piercing through me. Her hair was a matted nest of silver and dust. Without an introduction, she croaked in a voice like dry leaves, "You have work for me, master." Despite the chill in my spine, Sarah was desperate for help, so we let her in. Her name was Agatha. She moved with a disturbing, fluid speed that no human of her age should possess. Within an hour, the cluttered kitchen was sterile, but the air now smelled of wet earth and copper. The horror truly began when our daughter Lily started screaming. It wasn't a normal cry. It was a shriek of pure terror. I ran to the nursery and found Agatha leaning over the crib. Her long, yellowed fingernails, sharp as talons, were inches from Lily's face. I roared at her to get away, and she glided out of the room with a toothless, jagged grin. To calm Lily down, I took her out to the willow trees. The parakeets had gone silent. Suddenly, a massive black bird, a great shrike with eyes like cold glass, descended and sat on a branch near us. I tried to scare it away with a stone, but the bird mimicked a human woman's scream and dived. Its beak tore into Lily's ankle, ripping a jagged piece of flesh away before vanishing into the dark clouds. I ran back to the house, Lily's blood soaking my shirt. When I burst through the door, Agatha was there, scrubbing the floor with terrifying speed. She hissed, "Give her to me," and before I could react, I felt a wave of coldness. I tripped on a vine that had grown through the floorboards, and for a second, I lost consciousness. When I opened my eyes, I saw a sight that froze my blood. Lily was sitting on the kitchen counter, stiff as a doll, and Agatha was hunched over her. The old woman had Lily's bloodied foot in her hand, and she was slowly, rhythmically licking the wound, coating it in a thick, black bile. I screamed, But when Sarah walked in a moment later, the kitchen was empty. Sarah told me I was imagining things, saying Lily was asleep in her crib with a minor scratch. We didn't wait for the sun to rise. We left Blackwood Manor that morning, leaving our belongings behind. The groundskeeper at the gate told us the truth as we fled 80 years ago. The original owner's wife had been so obsessed with the house that she asked to be buried under the doorstep to guard it forever. Lily's wound eventually healed, but it left a purple scar that smells of wet earth whenever it rains. We learned the hard way that some perfect homes come with a price that can't be measured in money. This story serves as a profound reminder that our intuition is often our strongest survival tool. Success and logic can sometimes blind us to the energies of the places we inhabit. Always prioritize your peace of mind over a prestigious address. And remember that the history of a home is just as important as its architecture. Trust the warnings of the vulnerable, for they often see what we refuse to acknowledge.